Cayman Brac. And because of his guy friends, he completely ditched his fiance for that entire weekend. Took a flight, went to Cayman Brac, decided when he wanted to come back. He has a child with her, and he just left because it was what his friends said. He just moved. And when I thought about it, I'm like, man, what a mental state we gotta be in to ditch our woman, who we actually like, who we're actually attracted to go hang out with guys. Granted, a lot of stuff happened at Bracknell, so there's more to it. But it's disturbing to me, and I'll kind of wrap this up because we're going to move through Jam Cayman, like we always do. But it's to keep our minds focused on the exact point. So we're focusing on the development of men. We're focusing on men today. In fact, the topic for the theme tonight is, bro, what time is it? And right now, the time is to change. The time is to change. It's time to stop that vicious cycle that keeps us objectifying women and keeps women feeling objectified. That smoking and da-da-da, and respect that. But for some reason, we never wanted to be the one that says, man, y'all can drink and smoke if you want to. I don't need to do that. We don't feel the power within ourselves to step up and say, yo, that stuff is not what defines a man. I have Brother Terrence there.
You mentioned something just now about time to change and what defines a man, whether it's the integrity and all of that. But we're in a society that there's an imbalance. And for want of putting it a better way, the entity that promotes it best is the entity that is weighed heavily on that side. Okay. And unfortunately, the world, the role models of the world are selling it better via the social medias, right, the television, all that. They're doing a better job at selling the image than the entity with the integrity, right, and the honesty and, right, the decency, the man who treats a woman well. That entity doesn't seem to be doing a good job of selling it. Yeah. So yeah, the entity that does a better job of marketing is getting the sales.
It's true, and a really quick way of identifying that is, if you guys will be just honest right now, if you're in your friend group, right, and your girl calls you and she asks to go somewhere, or for you not to go somewhere, and you agree with her, your guy friends will probably call you what? I heard it. There's different words for it. Easy now, really. There's different words for it. But whipped. A lot of us know that word, whipped. You whipped. Because whatever she sprung is another one. Because that's what they have identified it as. Terrence, you mentioned just now, Brother Terrence, how it's marketed. So just wanting to be in harmony with your woman is now seen as a deterrent, mitigating factor at the very least of your masculinity. But really and truly, it should be what you are open to do, and people should walk in your presence. And if they ask you something and you side with your wife, they have to step back to say, yo, okay. Because he means what he says, and he says what he means. And it's regardless, it's irrespective of whether or not your social circle is bought into the idea. Because you actually determine what type of social capital that you have. If you say that you don't want to do something, and they can't convince you otherwise, regardless of what they want to call you, sprung, whipped and whatnot, when you stand to that and you're unapologetic, eventually, regardless of the case, they have to do that. And you bring them up to a higher level. Because I wish that, as a story I gave you before with the girl that I ditched and whatnot, just because of what my friend said, I wish that I had friends at the time who would have stepped in and said, yo, bro, that was messed up what you did. That was messed up.